Hello everybody, Lisa with Sacred Living here with your reading for the week, Sunday, November 27th through December 3rd. So before we get into that, be thinking about whether you resonate with Archangel number 1, Archangel number 2, or Archangel number 3, and I'll have your messages from your angels for extra support this week at the end of the weekly reading. So Sunday has us the opportunity to connect with Archangel Phanuel. And this is all about hope, optimism, that kind of thing. But when I looked at his face, and Archangel Phanuel can carry the joy of the sun to us. And so what that was meaning for me when I looked at it, I only saw like half hope. Like half of his face was bright and the other half was not. So there's something that you've been really hoping on, but not hoping for at the same time. And we have to really watch out for that, because that energy in and of itself keeps a pattern locked into place. So we can ask for Archangel Phanuel to come and wash over our disbelief and fill us with so much hope and so much sunshine that we continue to step forward into what's going to create more of that and leave the other behind. So there is going to be some heavy stuff that we're taking a look at this week. Ask Archangel Phanuel to kind of stay in the background, and anytime our hope starts to dip, just fill us back up with sunshine and let us see the hope again. So Monday has us looking at some really old ancestral patterns for what is going on in our life with all kinds of things. And Archangel Raziel is going to be helping us look at these Akashic records. So you can ask for Archangel Raziel to come and show you your own private information as it relates to the energy of this being at the forefront this week. So when I was looking at this card, I kept getting my awareness called back to it, saying you don't have all of it, you don't have all of it, you don't have all of it. And so that is really the feeling that comes with this. Like if you look at all of these books and scrolls that are stacked up, and then on the other side of her is one more too. So it's like just when you think you have all of the information about all of the past life Akashic record information that's playing a role in the pattern that you're looking to change, there's even more layers. So don't get disheartened, because Tuesday has us remembering that you may feel like you're in the depths of misery on just how much work has to be done, but you're heading in the right direction. You're taking the right steps. You're moving towards the light and releasing this pattern. So around Christmas time, in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, about the middle of December, is when the Ascended Master Karmic Board meets, and you can ask for what they call a divine dispensation. And you can go before the board and you can say, hey, I have recognized that I have had this pattern. I've been doing this work on it. Can you either send me additional help to help transmute this karma, or can you inspire me to do something that is really going to help a lot of people or heal a bunch of people, so that I may balance this karma out and I may not be experiencing so much of this particular symptom anymore. And Wednesday is going to be, it looks like Tuesday, Wednesday is going to be a really great day to make these intercessions. And you can either write them out, burn them, write them out, leave them in a journal, or just say them aloud as you would a prayer. And so what Wednesday's energy is all about, really being able to connect with ancient prophets and seers. So those are our Ascended Masters. If you start studying, like I have been just like absolutely fascinated by some of the information I've read, in Elizabeth Clare Prophet has written about some of the lineage stuff for some of the Ascended Masters, the different incarnations that they've had, and and those kinds of things. They have been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and they can always see different avenues where we may not be able to see different avenues. So Wednesday is a great opportunity to really check in with your spirit guides and ask for the different counsel that you may receive from some of these ancient seers. Always surround yourself in white light. Ask for the highest and best message about how you can move forward on issue and that will attract to you the person with the information on that matter. The important thing to think about is, and I didn't realize this, is there's no time on the other side. And so there is something that Spirit told me over 10 years ago that I had received dispensation on. And I'm like, yeah, right, I don't see that. But all of the steps and all of the layers that I've peeled back since and healed this and healed this and healed this, it really has been me moving in the direction of better. So that is really something to be thinking about. Is this is not going to all of the sudden, for some people it may be, not everybody is it always. And so then also there's going to be an opportunity on Thursday to gather with like-minded souls. And sometimes this is a phone call, sometimes this is a text feed. This is you connecting with your peeps that help hold energy and space and common vision to support you with your goals. And what this is going to do is it really kind of acts as a battery with more energy towards what you are choosing to create in your life and in the world. Friday, it's going to be really important to take a step back and really look at things for the more minute detail that are around. Because one of the things that came up is this strength and sensitivity card. So I have a tendency to be very male energy, work harder, do this, do that, and be very active as opposed to sometimes standing back and allowing. And so if you have a tendency to do that, make sure on Friday that you are much more mindful than normal because there's a detail you aren't aware of. So there's this little groove on that anvil that I've never noticed before, and that was the brightest part of the entire card. Like there's some kind of urge to effort, whereas in this circumstance on Friday, it's best to stand back and observe and really look for the details. Ask Spirit to help you notice the details that you are really needing to notice and how they fit in with what is going on that you're looking to heal. And Saturday, the Freedom card came upside down. And so lots of times it's very easy for people to say, well, just let go of that. Let go of that old stuff. Let go of that stuff. Let go of that stuff. But sometimes there are such emotional strongholds in the way of being able to do that. Sometimes what happens is it's kind of like the Swedish chef and he's trying to cook that lobster and the lobster won't let go to fall into the pan to get cooked. So sometimes there's such, especially trauma, but most of the time when our mind gets stuck with some kind of particular emotional response to something, it isn't just a lack of desire for forgiveness on our part, and it's important to remember, what is this emotion showing me? What is this emotion holding on for? How is it protecting me? What purpose does it serve? If you can figure that out, then you will be able to find your way to peace. So, if you had Archangel number 1, then you have Archangel Haniel. And Archangel Haniel is reminding us to be mindful of the moon cycles because they have a bearing on our energy, our manifestation, and when we are in harmony with them, we are going to really be able to capitalize on our manifestations, raising our spiritual gifts, those kinds of things. But she's got 3 doves around her. So an important thing to keep in mind, whether male or female, is there's this energetic cycle that goes through the month. And so sometimes it is a time of building, a time of quiet, and a time of releasing and letting go and kind of sitting in the dark. So if you just watch for your own cycles, you will see that it isn't that Spirit isn't talking to you. It's just that sometimes those of us that are really strong with this pattern, we get this quiet time where we have to sit and ask ourselves sometimes questions. It doesn't mean our guides don't, they're not right there, but sometimes just in harmony with the moon and whatnot that might be going on, it's just this kind of dark of the moon quiet time. If you had Archangel number 2, then you have Archangel Sandalphon. And Archangel Sandalphon has his trumpet pointed directly at who needs to hear our prayers. So the important thing to think of is your prayers have been answered and heard. Have faith. So it's like he is helping put together the team that you have asked for. So if you're not familiar with how to use them, if you are not familiar with what space you're in or how active you should be on this plan, ask Archangel Sandalphon to help you connect with your team in a way that you are going to really understand what your role in getting to your goal is. Because sometimes you need to just sit back and let things go. Different people have had different experiences and encounters with angels for sure, but I remember specifically I had taken a curve too fast at one point in time and I started spinning around and I had the urge to really hold on to the steering wheel, and I had this real quiet inside of me so that I knew my angels were helping, and I said, well, which direction do I need to steer? And I heard very specifically, it doesn't matter because you don't have control of the wheel anyway, so if you want to steer you can, but otherwise we'll take care of this, Lisa. So there are some times where we can play an active role and Spirit expects us to, and sometimes it doesn't matter which way you're yanking the wheel. Spirit, when you have invoked them, are going to take care of the situation. Archangel Raguel, if you have Archangel number 3, here he is with that harmony again. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. So when you have asked for communities to come back together at a world level and those kinds of things, it's going to take a minute, but begin to notice where you're seeing the harmony, and every time you see the harmony and you can say, oh, I see it, it's working, that really helps spark that energy. And so you can see it more, because the more you notice the opposite, the more that impedes the growth of the harmony that you've asked for and invoked. So I hope this helps you. I hope you have a really great week. If you are looking to get your yearly message, you know how to contact me on Facebook or the About section in the comments on YouTube. Take good care, everybody. Have a great week.